Go ahead and laugh out loud unless you're in the situation and then you're like, oh my gosh, that's my situation. That's exactly the way I feel. So I had the 700. And then let me see if y'all can see this. I also had one that was 1,000. And I don't remember. Let's say 75 a month on that. Now, who in the room has your credit cards at the limit and you make their minimum payment, but you just make the minimum payment to keep it, current, right? So if you have a $25, $35 payment, or maybe you have $150 or more, but you make that minimum payment, but you notice that your balance is higher the next month, and then you owe more. Who has done that in the room? I want to see if anybody is as dumb as I was when I started this. And it's not that you're dumb. It's not that you're irresponsible. It's that these credit cards have little games that they play with us. So the game it played with me was I had the $700 balance, I had a $35 payment, and I kept the balance. Let's say at $699. Okay. I mean, I was right up there. And so I would make my $35 payment into the $699. And let's talk about what the interest was. So let's say it was back when I was doing this. Let's say it was 20%. I don't even remember. So let's take $699 times 20%. So again, if we're calculating interest and what it looks like, we take our balance, which is $699 times 20% equals $139.80. Now, remember, if you've been watching the other videos, you know that this is per year. $139.80 is per year, their annual amount that they would charge on a $699 balance at 20%. You'll divide that by 12. Because we're looking at monthly stuff here, right? I'm not doing daily, don't have time for that. So that's $11.65 per month in interest. Now, go with me here a minute. We know that the credit cards and all debt, I'm not going to put it on credit cards. Credit cards are our friends if we know how to use them. But when you make your $35 payment like I did, let's do this. So I need room. I'll deal with $1,000 later. Okay, so $699 plus 11. No, let's just take out our payment first. I'm sorry. Minus $35. All right, I'm going to use a calculator so I don't mess up on any of my numbers here. So 664. Okay, and now when the statement closes and they apply your interest, it would be $11.65 in interest. All right. So what happens next? We got to add it. I'm going to use a calculator because I will mess up. $11.65. So $675. All right. Now you got your minimum $35 again. So here we go. 35, 45, but I'm just going to keep it with the calculator. We got 640, 65. All right, now we got to charge interest again. So now let's take it off of after the interest applies, 675.65 times 20% divided by 12. So it's going to be $11.26 interest. All right, on to 640.65. 651.91. Now we're going to do 35 again. So the point is that by month 3 that my income goes in. This is 2, this is 1. By month 3, 651.91 minus 35, 616.91. Then they're going to calculate the interest again. But do you see that I don't even have $25 going onto this balance every month? Okay, so it looks like it's never paying down because I'm just letting the interest feed off of this. And if you're like me and you need $25 worth of gas you're going to go back in and try to charge some more on this card. So let's say that they let you have, $15. They're going to say, okay, $15. Well, look, I have, okay, let's do, what was that? Let's see. Like let's say you do $50 in gas and or a couple of charges where they actually let it go through. I've had this happen so many times in my past. They will let you go ahead and charge. It takes you over the limit, and then you get the over the limit fee. Are you doing that? Because if you get the over the limit fee, which I don't know, it was $25, $32 or something back in the day. I don't know what it is now. I'd be afraid to hear. So they charge you that, right? And now you've got your balance, whatever it is, because you obviously took it over the 700, and now you've got your $35 fee on top of that. So at that next billing, it's still $35 because you have this amount that you had right at the limit. But then they let you charge. Say they even let you charge $5. So if you're allowed to charge and take it over your limit, now you're paying interest on this, but then they're going to add their fee, and let's say it's $35. So 40. 740. So there's your fee. Then you come in and you pay your $35 that you pay, because that's what they actually ask for, your minimum payment here. All right, so now you're at 705 again. Then they're going to charge your interest. So do you see what I'm saying? They keep it revolving to where after they charge your interest, and let's say it's just on 705 times 20%, you're at 1175. Okay, now this is your interest. Then you made your minimum payment, you have your interest, you're still over the limit, so they're going to charge you the $35 over the limit fee again. Do you see what's happening here? It's a cycle. And so I stayed in this cycle to where you're going to have to not only pay your minimum payment, but you're going to pay whatever you're over, and then they're going to do it again. So when you learn that this is an easy fix and that you don't have to keep, just doing the repeat of where you're, making your payment, you're going over the limit, and then they're shooting you down with the interest charge or maybe the fee, depending on if you're going over your limit